This is Windflower News. I am Karen Ugaro. Nigeria's forests are gradually becoming a hideout for insurgents, bandits, and all sorts of armed groups. Boko Haram and ISWAP use forests to hide and launch attacks. Similarly, bandits in northwest that destabilize the peace in the region. On the other hand, farmers in northern Nigeria are facing challenges of access to their farmlands due to armed banditry and Boko Haram threats. What's the situation now? Windflower News had an exclusive interview with the Nigeria's Chief of Defense Staff, General C.G. Musa, in his office, and he talks about these problems of forests becoming hideouts for criminals and poor access of farmers to their farmlands, and several other questions. Let me connect you with Mustafa Muhammad, who conducted the interview with his guest, the Chief of Defense Staff, General C.G. Musa.
Men have been working across the country. In the northeast, they're fighting Boko Haram and ISWAP, and in the northwest, banditry,
Boko Haram, everybody, yes.
This IPOB and southeast IPOB and south vandalization,
very well.
And all that. But what's the situation now? Because security is about everything.
Everything, yeah.
Without security, environment
nothing will work. Definitely, yeah.
So what could you say about the current situation about security in all these areas in a summary?
Yeah, quite unfortunate that within the country where we seem to be fighting, trying to bring down the situation all over. But I'm happy that with the posture, right from the government to the citizens, to the members of the armed forces and other security agencies, everybody now understands that everybody has a role to play. And that's for me, that's a very big win. And that has also boosted efforts in securing the country, because now we get the cooperation of the citizens. The federal government, through the president, have really given us all the support we require. So that has made a lot of difference. And so we'll continue doing the work we can. We can see that things are improving. Yes, you get one report or the other. Unfortunately, sometimes bad news is good news. You know, when something happens, people forget all the good, all the good news, all the good things have been happening. But we're sure we're on course, and we believe that within the shortest possible time, we will get it to get better. Continue to get better.
Yeah, we meant to understand that forest, where it seems to be a hideout for, insurgents, terrorists, and all that. And recently had visited Ministry of
Environment. Yes.
Forest.
Yes.
What are you doing of that? Do you plan to protect the forest, because it seems to be like a hideout?
Yeah, we can't be everywhere. So I think what the federal government is doing is to enhance the capacity of the forest guards. In the past we used to have them, and after a while I think it went quiet, and these guys took over the place. But now it's for us to reinvigorate that general area, build up the capacity. The federal government is going to employ a number of people to come in so that we give them those basic training for them to be able to secure the forest, because we know if you leave a vacuum, people want to feel it, and that's what these guys are doing. So we want to take that back so that we make sure that it's secured.
Okay, coming back to specific, especially about agriculture, this government of Bola Ahmed Tinubu is really passionate about improving the agricultural production, talking about food security.
Yeah.
And some of the farmlands, have been taken over by terrorists, insurgents, and all that. They're reducing the production of food in Nigeria. Looking at northeast, I know in the south, in the northern part of Borno, there's a South Chad irrigation project, which was abandoned for several years.
Very long. I know it's been resuscitated, yes.
Yeah, so if we come back to northwest as well, there are several farmlands that farmers are not getting access to.
Yeah.
What's the situation now?
Yeah, I think that's what we're working towards. I think the mandate the president gave us is to ensure that farmers are able to go back to farm. Because without food, there will be a problem. Once people are hungry, no matter what level of peace you want to create, a hungry man is an angry man. So we have directed all our field commanders to ensure that farmers are free, allowed to go back to their farms, to farm, so that we can have bumper harvest. And I think that process is ongoing. We'll continue to do that. And then again, for the IDPs, we equally want the IDPs to leave the IDP camps and go back, so that they can go back to their normal lives. So it's an effort, but it's achievable, and then we're working towards that.
Could you compare, for example, to the past that farmers really had to go to their farmlands, but now they are beginning to harvest because there was a time we visited Borno State, one of the rice fields that.
Yeah.
So several years they couldn't farm.
Yeah.
But now
It's coming. Yes.
What can you say about that?
No.
Differences.
Yeah. That's what. Yeah. Like I said, because the awareness has improved, and people understand that if you become layback, you allow the insurgents to really win, and then the citizens working together with the government and the security forces, then it makes it difficult for them to be able to move around. So that's why it's important for us to work together as a team, and that will make it difficult for them to be able to survive here.
And then let's talk about specific areas, especially road networks. There has been a kind of significant improvement on the Abuja-Kaduna highway. And I believe Nigerians are expecting that along the Borno and other areas, very deadly spots. What are you doing on that so that Nigerians have a peace of mind traveling across?
Yeah, well, all the theaters are directed to clear all the roads, open up all the roads. We're conducting clearance operations, very deliberate operations all through, 24 hours, to ensure that we, clear these areas so that people can go back to their normal lives. And recently I visited the Minister of Works, and we discussed the issue of roads. Roads very important for development, especially the areas where we operate. Mostly in the northeast, most of the challenges we're having is these IEDs that are planted. That is where we still have the greatest challenge. But he has promised that they will look into it and they will be able to address it. And we're sure if we have this road, it will enhance the return of peace fully within those regions. So roads are really very critical to our success.
And then we quite observed that in recent days and recent months, they've been visiting ministries first, such as this seems to be like a unique approach.
Yes.
What prompted your decision to do
that? Yeah, my concept is people-centric. We want the people to understand that Nigeria is our own. The armed forces is for Nigerians. We are not aliens. We are not from outside space. And people tend to, because they don't understand us fully, they tend to get scared anywhere we appear. So it's a way of breaking the ice for them to understand that we're together. Before we join the military, we're civilians. When we finish, we still go back as civilians. So it's our own, and it's all of us want to make sure that during our own tour of duty that Nigeria is peaceful. So the idea is to go and interact with stakeholders to know, so that we have direct links, open communication, better understanding. And it's given us very positive results.
This is what we can bring to you for now, but we will continue in the next edition, where you can watch General C.G. Musa responding to oil bunkering, an illegal refinery, and other issues of importance to national security and environment. This comes to the end of the news bulletin. You can visit our website for more details and other stories on www.windflow.ng. You can also reach us via our social media handles, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, formerly Twitter, at WindflowNG.